Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new League of Legends video. So today we're going to be talking about the big hot topic that's obviously everywhere right now regarding League of Legends, the Voyboy, I guess, issue or thing, toxicity, behavioral issues. I made a video on it already. Riot has finally responded to it a few days ago, making a video on it now. I wanted to talk about it. I haven't seen too many people talk about Riot's response and what they're planning to do, so I thought I'll bring it up since, I already made a video initially talking about the actual cause, issues, problems with League of Legends, which I'm sure you guys also agree, we want fixed ASAP because it is just unplayable. Speaking of, by the way, guys, if you enjoy, of course, don't forget to hit that like button, especially if you're just tired of this stuff and you want this fixed. Check this out. Persona, by the way. Anyways, check this out. This was posted as I'm recording today. This is a Thursday. This was posted just today, which is hilarious. Forest Within posted this. So there's a dude, right, with this name, Psycho or something. I forgot the full name. Playing Draven with TP cleanse bot lane with Omni Stone. Went for questionable items to say the least. Types this. If you want to take a look at it, I don't want to pause the video if you want to take a look at that. His match history is looking pretty good, inting pretty much every single game as well. Yeah, this is what's happening right now. This is an example of what is not okay. And the reason I'm bringing this up is he's still playing. He's been doing this apparently for 30 games in a row on stream, and no ban, no issues, no problems. Riot Games not doing anything about it, which is questionable. So this is what I'm talking about. It's things like this. Every time I play now, I was playing the other day on my Smurf. Again, literally 2 games in a row. Enemy team had someone that died once or twice in lane and just started running around the map like an idiot. Game's over. GG. Well played. Well, although that being said and done, hopefully I set up the little basis for us here. Let's take a look at Riot's solution, supposed solution to this. Let's take a look at it together. TLDR. Deliberate gamer-ruining behavior is something we need to prioritize addressing more. Really? What makes you say that? In the near future, we'll improve how report feedback works and introduce reporting in Champ Select. That's a good idea. Reporting in Champ Select, sure. In the moderate term, we'll test more responsive detection of deliberate inting / pseudo AFKing. We're still considering steps after that, but the plan is to keep working on this longer term. The fact that wasn't the plan prior to this is the issue, to be completely honest with you. The game is 10 years, like, don't get me wrong, guys. I love League of Legends. I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't love the game. I just wouldn't care. I care because I love the game. I really do. This is ridiculous. The fact that it's 10 years, the game is 10 years old. How is this? It blows my mind that how is this not already implemented? Crazy. Anyways, we'll keep you updated each month on how internal progress and tests being run in specific regions are going. Better late than never. The long version. All right, let's check it out. What are we doing here? First off, let's define exactly what we're talking about. This is about players deliberately ruining the games for others, making it very difficult or impossible for their team to win. True. It's not about people who are genuinely trying and having a bad game or a series of games even. Okay, fair. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. It's a hard problem to solve. How do you differentiate someone having a bad game and someone literally just running it down, right? There's a video not long ago of John also doing this as well. It's just, sometimes, yeah, he could be having a bad game. Other times, no, he's intentionally ruining games. The issue is, how do you differentiate between the two? You can't have human review on this. It's just too many things to review. It's impossible. Anyways, that's very different to a player deciding the game's over and then spending their time trolling others instead of trying to win, which is what's happening every other game. Correct. Absolutely. Need that fixed. 100% Riot Games. You are correct. The sort of behavior we're looking at here involves the things like deliberately dying while pretending to try, running around, taking CS from others, but then deliberately avoiding teamfights and objectives, etc. It's not as easy to detect as a straight AFK or constant inting, but it still ruins the game. Okay, so that's pretty much what I just said, actually. True. It happens at all levels of play, though tends to be more common with players who've been playing for a while and generally understand how to avoid getting banned by our existing AFK and obvious inting detection. I don't know, but I mean, more like, how much more obvious does it have to be? I'm just saying. Anyways, streamers often get targeted for this sort of trolling due to their higher profile. It's not an issue unique to streamers, however, or though, true. I agree. It's not just streamers. Sure, our streamers get it a little more often than others because people like to get, they like to get streamers mad. They have to get reactions, but it applies all ELO, all games. period. So here's where our heads are at. First off, this is an area we need to prioritize work in more than we have recently. I'll take a drink to that. Agreed. We haven't done enough here relative to current player pain these behaviors are causing. We're working right now to figure out which people can pull off other projects to work on. See, okay, so the issue is that there's not even a team dedicated to toxicity, behavioral management, if you will, in League of Legends. There's not a team for that, which is really, 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 really weird. I feel like there just absolutely has to be. Anyways, second, solutions here need to be really targeted at these specific issues. Other behavior influencing work is valuable too, whether that's things like honor, other social or recognition systems, features with social impact like Clash, etc. They're not replacements for taking action on this sort of game ruining behavior. They need to be addressed regardless. And that's pretty general. So what actual changes right now? So this is what they're actually implementing right now. I actually think it might already be literally right now as I make this video implemented. We've just started trialing improvements on how our report and notification system works. For now, those are live on NA only. Okay, yeah, so NA only. If this test goes well, we'll roll them out worldwide in a couple of weeks. Those should result in significant increase in the number of punishments being surfaced. Okay, hopefully that actually works. I mean, I hope it's not empty words. This my finger. I hope they're not just putting a bandage on, just giving us some empty words, just to make us chill a little bit, I guess. Anyways, one component of that is changes to how punishment notifications are generated. Previously, you'd only be notified that a user you'd reported had been punished if that punishment was triggered immediately after the game you were reporting them. Wait, really? I don't know that. And the punishment was for the specific category you report. Okay, that's kind of dumb, but whatever. The actual punishment system, however, looks at a player's games over time and aggregates reports from different categories together. As a result, notifications were substantially lower than actual punishments. The revised notification system, by contrast, will notify you if a user was punished regardless of category of report. Good. And will do so if the player gets punished after any of the next dozen or so games. Good. So far, so good. Next, short term, so aka in the next, hopefully, few months. Disruptive behavior in champion select is a problem that players have very few ways to deal with other than dodging. Yes, correct. Starting around late Q2, so that actually should be almost now that they're going to start working on it, I think, or implement it. We're going to give you the ability to report disruptive players in champ select. First, these reports will be used to establish a data foundation for champ select behavior. Then, once we've got enough data to identify different types of behavior accurately, we'll deploy a punishment system. Okay, so I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. I mean, this essentially will make us be able to report people in champ select. Good. Moderate term. Rapid detection and false positive trade-offs. After the above changes, we want to go back and re-examine our previous stance on rapid automated detection of players who are trying to lose a game. We've been cautious about it historically due to the risk of falsely identifying and therefore punishing a player who isn't actually trolling, which I admit and I agree with. That is hard to differentiate the two. You don't want to falsely punish someone. That's a big issue as well. Yes, you want to avoid that. Avoiding unjust temporary temp bans or temporary bans is important to offer a good player experience. Having said that, so is controlling deliberate trolling, self-sabotage, etc. In retrospect, we may have prioritized avoiding one type of player pain too much at the expense of another type, so want to look at our options again. Okay. One thing that would be helpful as part of that is understanding where your heads are at as LoL players. What's an acceptable rate of incorrect bans if it results in a noticeable drop in deliberate inting/AFKing? Is it worth accidentally giving a 2-week ban to one player who is generally trying if that means 19 trolls also get banned? What if the ban is undeserved 1 out of 100 times, 1 out of 1,000? Are incorrect bans never acceptable at all? See, that's a good question. I'll be honest. That is a very good question. I don't have an answer to it. I don't. It's hard to determine that. That's the issue, I think. But I think like 1 out of 1,000, I think that's fine. Because like, I don't know. Again, this is just me literally just off the top of my head. I think like 1 every 1,000-ish is okay, personally. Because no system is perfect. But I feel like, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer, man. But I mean, there needs to be a solution. I mean, if I get paid for this, I will sit down on Riot Games right now and think about it for the next 10 hours straight. I'll be honest, but I don't, right? Which is why I'm obviously not going to do that right here, right now. Longer term to be determined. Beyond that, we're still assessing which approaches to investigate next. We plan on doing more work in this space than just what's listed above once we've got some of those projects shipped, and we'll update you folks on how things are going within a month. So that's the update, guys. That's Riot's response to Voyboy's video, to my video, just the topic in general, to be completely honest, just the whole topic in general, the thing that everyone now is just crying out in pain, and that we want fixed. So TLDR, one more time, boys and girls, to reiterate, improve feedback. We'll get stronger feedbacks, stronger punishments, and we'll actually be aware when someone gets punished that we reported, as opposed to before, will be next to nothing. Short-term champ select reporting, which should be, I think in a couple months at least, or at the most rather, which I think will be really good. You can ban people in champ select, which I think is going to be fantastic. A lot of people hold champ select hostage to make people dodge or do a lot of other bad things and just troll in champ select by locking in Nunu with ghost cleanse, just the troll things like that. And then of course we have this bad boy here, which is going to be just essentially trying to just go really ham on banning people and determining who is actually trolling, but also taking into account that sometimes someone that just had a consecutive bad games just happened to get banned because the system detected him to be quote unquote trolling when they weren't, which is the issue, which is I think the hardest part of this whole issue, and to find a solution properly. But well, Riot has responded, so I want to hear down below. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. First of all, what do you think about Riot's solutions and approach, their response, and do you have any good suggestions? Maybe who knows, maybe a writer will read these comments on my video. Maybe, you never know, it's possible. Maybe you guys will have some good ideas. Let me know down below. Maybe a writer will see your idea. Maybe they'll think it's a good idea. Maybe your idea will be implemented. Who knows? But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below, boys and girls. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Riot Games, thank you for identifying it. I really do appreciate it. Sucks that it took this long, but you know what? Better late than never. Let's hope it works. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace, peace, peace.